Buenos dias, people. Welcome back to Café con Liga. We gotta talk about this match day 5 of La Liga. Of course, Atletico drawing 0-0, Real Madrid going top of the league, and Barcelona with Sevilla 1-1 draw last night. Let's start with what happened at the Wanda Metropolitano and Atletico Madrid. Two consecutive games now that they're struggling to score goals. After the first game where they scored 6, they got me all excited. They got all Atleticos excited that maybe this is the year that they'll go for it. But again, in the second consecutive game, this time at home, even though it was a strong Villarreal side, you would expect them at least to find the back of the net, if not all 3 points. But again, just like the game at Huesca, they struggled. And not only that, but in the first half, they didn't even have a shot on target for a second consecutive game. So it is a worrying stat. It did happen to them last season as well. But with the addition of Luis Suarez and especially after his debut, it's a bit unexpected what's happening up front for Atletico Madrid. But they need to find ways to score goals because obviously that's the only way that they can try and fight to the title this season. But on the other side, Villarreal, we saw a team that learned their lessons from Camp Nou. They didn't play that expansive football that Emery tried to do against Barcelona, and they got their reward for it. Absolutely deserved their point. They also had some chances as well, but the game was overall a snooze fest. I'm not gonna lie, I almost took a siesta watching it. Not much going on in the second half. And maybe another question for Emery is if Kubo should be starting, because that's another game that he's coming off the bench and showing something a little bit different in attacking front for Villarreal. So maybe he should give a chance to Kubo, just like it happened to Mallorca last season where he was on loan. He started as a sub and then eventually made his way into the starting 11. So I can see something like that happening with Kubo. But yeah. Of course, Real Madrid going top of the league after a difficult win away at Levante. We know this is a place where Real Madrid struggles. Last season they lost, but this year, Zidane went back to kind of a more familiar formation. Dropped the 4-4-2. Didn't try to find a place for Jovic again, and then went back to a Benzema with Vinicius and Asensio coming back into the team on the other wing. And I think it gave Real Madrid more balance. It's a more familiar formation for the players and for the coach. And we saw that. We saw Vinicius scoring again. That's now 2 games in a row that he's scoring. Great news for Real Madrid fans and their scoring woes. He's one of the players that needs to be sharper, and he's showing promises, in these early games. So that's a good news for Real Madrid fans. Asensio didn't look as sharp, but of course he's coming back of a long injury. Of course he came back at the end of the last season, but he's gonna need some game time. But I do think that's the best formation that Real Madrid can play, again with the 2 wingers and Benzema up top. Speaking of Benzema, finally he got off the mark, scored his first goal this season, and that's the 250th goal for Benzema at Real Madrid. Blancos are gonna need him as well to bring some more goals in the next coming games. Some worrying things though, in the last half an hour we did see some tired legs from Blancos, and they did concede a lot of chances. Levante hit the bar. On one occasion Courtois had to save it with his leg. So maybe this week of the international break is gonna serve Real Madrid well, and they're gonna get some much needed rest before hosting Cadiz next weekend. Zidane even expressing that in the post-match press conference, saying that if you want to win, you have to suffer at times, and it's true. And Real Madrid knows best how to do that. The top of the league, of course, after these 4 games, having in mind that Barça has played only 3. Madridistas, let me know what do you think? What's your best 11 right now? Do you like this formation with Benzema, Vinicius, and Asensio on the wings? Let me know in the comments below. And the highlight of the round, of course, last night it was Barcelona and Sevilla. Really good game, high quality as expected. And I really predicted Sevilla to cause some damage on Camp Nou, and it did happen. 1-1. I think that's a big statement from Sevilla. I think last season was kind of a transitional season where Monchi brought a lot of signings in. Lopetegui's first year there at Seville, and they still had a great season. So I imagine this year to be, one level ahead, one step ahead for Sevilla. They're gonna try for me to go for the title. I know it's a big statement to say, but just look at that Sevilla side. Not just them winning the Europa League, but in every single position at the pitch, they're secured with one, if not two, quality players. Jesus Navas is playing out of his skin, like he came back to his form 10 years ago. They have a Lucas Ocampos that for me is one of the top 10 players right now in the world. And Luke de Jong finally kind of becoming that number 9 that Sevilla needed to be after his first year at Sevilla. Now, I think proving to be that goal scorer. So watch out for Sevilla, because I think this year they're going to go for it. They're going to at least try to challenge for the title, and for sure for me, try to get into that top 3. On the other side, of course, for Barca, that was their first kind of serious test after their 2 wins. And they did show some great moments in the game. Coutinho again with a man of the match performance again for me. He's certainly back in top form. And of course, there was some controversy at the end of the game. Diego Carlos tackling Messi in the penalty box. It did look like a penalty could have been given. It was a 50-50, but Barca didn't get a favorable decision, so it did end in a draw. We saw Serginho Dest as well coming in, this time at left back he came in, but he did look sharp. I think there's going to be more to come from him. But I think the biggest performance was from Ronald Araujo, the young center-back, the Uruguayan who came into the last game at Celta, replacing Lenglet, and this time got a full 90 on the pitch, and I think he's very impressive. He's offering a different kind of more mobile version of Lenglet next to Piqué, and just being 20 or 21 years old, I think there's a big future ahead of him. And I mean, Uruguay as a whole, they have amazing talent, don't they? They seem to have a player in every one of the top teams in Europe. So that's it from the big teams. Of course, elsewhere, we saw Betis winning away at Valencia. As I mentioned, Valencia are horrible this season with predictions, because they can win going away, they can lose at home. Well, they did lose at home. Betis very impressive though, deserved to win. Joaquin, again, talking about a player with a Benjamin Button case. He's another one, 37 years old and running like, he's 22. And Betis are second in the league. Pellegrini, the Pellegrini effect is there to see. Betis are going to be another powerhouse this season. They're going to definitely look for a top 6 finish, at least, European place. Eibar winning away, that was a little bit surprising at Valladolid. And we have to say Atletico losing again to Alaves, even though they controlled that game, and things are looking really, really bad for the club from Bilbao. They are in the relegation zone right now, so they need to buckle up their ideas. Of course, it's only been 4 or 5 games, but you don't want to see yourself in one of the bottom 3, especially if you're such a big club. And so, of course, today is the transfer deadline day, the last day that Spanish clubs can make some transfers. We are expecting to see Memphis Depay coming into Barcelona and that becoming official. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Of course, Griezmann getting a lot of critics last night for his performance. So Barcelona is still looking for that striker position. Let me know, Barca fans, would you like to see Memphis Depay at your club? And that's it. Of course, this weekend, we're not going to have any La Liga games, so we're taking a little break. It's an international football this weekend, but we're going to be coming back in 2 weeks, so stay tuned with Café con Liga. Like, share, guys, and I'll see you in a week. Bye-bye.